Well, guys, that was a relief. It really was. And we talked to our guys at halftime that, about we've been so close and the line is so fine. And were we willing to take it upon ourselves, each and every one of us, to cross the line? And quite honestly, we haven't crossed the line this year very often. And I just can't tell you how proud I am of this football team, how proud I am of these seniors, the resolve in which, they understand, they learn, they build, and they come back and work. And, as a coach, as a teacher, and to some of them, maybe a parent, makes you awful proud. And, credit the whole team. Credit the way that they came in at halftime. And, we flopped around in the first half, and I mean flopped. I'd normally say like fish at Pike Street Market in Seattle, but they're dead. I mean, we just kind of flopped, and, to see us come back and really just say, guys, it's enough. Let's just give the extra strain. Let's give the little extra push. Let's react that snap quicker. But guys, I'm going to tell you, that's not easy because you put yourself out there when you do that. And we got some guys that did that, so I'm really proud of them.
You talked about that fine line. Capri Bibbs crossed a lot of them today.
Well, Capri did what he was supposed to do. Okay, let's get that figured out right now. The guys up front didn't quite get the second level guys on the ground like they needed to. And all of a sudden after halftime, what happened? They strained a little bit more and created the edge that then once we get by the first, two waves, the D line and the linebackers, now that's the easy part. Just go hit your head on the goalpost, and that's what he's supposed to do, and he did it.
When were you made aware of the school record to allow him to give him a couple extra carries so he could get it?
When I was walking into the locker room, or actually on the radio here earlier, look, good for him. That's what he's supposed to do. He did his job. Now, does he bring a little extra juice? Yeah. Does he have the escapability and ability to hit some home runs? Darn right. Now let's see how the guy comes back and see what he learns from. He should have had 420, So let's see how he learns and how he steps through this. Now, it doesn't take anything away from his performance. I love his attitude. I love the way the guy competes. I know how much it cares. And I've seen how much he has grown up since he's been here. Makes you kind of proud.
What kind of attitude has he displayed?
You know what? He's understanding that there's a heck of a lot more to life than him. There's a bunch of people that care for him and about him. And you know what? You got to give back. And he's doing that.
How big was your defensive performance today? I mean, we talked all week about how they've given up 25 touchdown passes this year.
Thank God for the Idaho Vandals. Wasn't that what it was?
They didn't give up one. But and you extended your lead over them because you didn't give up any today. How impressive were they considering you were pretty thin back there and Bell went down at one point?
You know what? They had a look in their eye that said, you know what? I'm going to go out and compete, and I'm going to do my job. And for the most part, guys, they did their job. Look, there were a couple balls they threw up to number 12 now. That guy's a big old guy, but we were right there. We competed. You know what I'm getting at? Mm-hmm. And I really felt, Shaq Bell, I thought DeAndre, I can go on and on. I really felt that they studied the game plan, they executed the game plan, and I'll be darned if it just do your job and it didn't work.
What can you say about the performance Jake Schlager gave today?
Yeah, Schlags, What's his first name?
Jake.
Jake? He's a freshman, right? Schlager. I guess I better find out who he is. I would not have doubted that he would have competed the way he competed and never took a snap off of special teams, is on every single one of them. But that speaks volumes for guys that are giving of themselves and don't really care. You know, look, I'm going to do everything I can for this family, for this team, for this town, for this university to be successful. And those are the kind of guys we're bringing in here. So I was not surprised. The game was not too big for him. You know what I'm getting at? Some guys maybe you might have panicked, right? Not in his case.
Jim, there was a concern going in that whether he was ready to play safety in a game. Do you like what he'd done on special teams? At what point did you guys make the decision that this guy could do it? What did he show you that put him over the top?
You know, obviously with KPL being out, it now afforded more valuable reps in team drills and in situations, and he really proved that you know what, he's ready. And but I go back to it, he did his job, you know, and that's really what it's all about.
Did you kind of pick up, because when we talked to you Wednesday, you were kind of leaning toward the start with Tyree, Odin
Yeah.
at safety, but you went the other way. Odin at nickel, Jake started. at
Right.
safety. Did he do something really like on perfect Thursday?
You know, it was a situation where we felt in J.O.'s case, he had maybe a little more comfort at the nickel, and you know, Shaq, Bell, you know, we felt at the corner spot, because of maybe how physical some of their guys were, you know, might have been a better matchup for us. So really it kind of went to that, yet you saw a lot of rotation and different guys playing, so that was good to see.
You also talk about the way Bernard Blake played, because he had that toe injury all week. He was somewhat questionable.
Playing
Seemed like
possum,
played-
wasn't
Yeah.
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 No, he definitely has a bad toe. No, there's no doubt. But, you know, I'll say this there again. Bernard's a guy that has really grown. He's grown as a person. He's grown as someone who is accountable to his teammates and really wants to play. I mean, you know, and I think that just speaks volumes for where he's at.
I think the other part of help that you got on defense, whether you're secondary, but you got a really impressive
Yeah.
pass rush.
I
It
thought we-
started right off the bat.
Yeah, you know what? I thought we kind of caused him to be unsettled a little bit in the pocket, you know, and sometimes it's not all about getting sacks. It's about making the guy have to adjust his feet and not be comfortable in the pocket, and I thought we really came after him.
How dangerous is that? I guess because a couple times, I know 2 plays in a row, in the key series and the third, you blitz from the corner with the defensive back. You don't have many of them.
No.
But, I mean, is that somewhat of a risk with this view you have?
Well, it was either that or let him cover.
But they did well.
Cha-ching, ching. Did you just set it? I mean, this is perfect, man. Now I know how Carson feels when McMahon was sitting on the couch next to him. I mean, that is beautiful stuff right there.
What went on at halftime in that locker room? Because you guys really did come out like a different team in that second half.
Well, I think when you talk to the guys that are going to be up at the podium, maybe that's something to ask them. You know, I mean, it wasn't like I gave a real, you know, fire and brimstone talk. You know, I think it's guys. Like I said, there comes a time. I know how close we are. I know what we're building. I know. I see it. But there comes that time where, you know what? It's really up to each individual to cross over the line.
Kind of surprised me, you kind of flipped roles with your team. You always come out pretty fast, kind of died in the third. You kind of flipped it. Does this team do anything to really surprise you anymore at this point?
No, they just do it to drive me nuts.
Can you speak to progression of the defensive line in general? It seems like teams aren't able to focus as much on Shaquil Barrett because everyone else is doing something. Does that, I'm guessing that allows Shaq to get to the quarterback?
You know it does, and you know, Loop's doing a great job with those guys, and I think one of the things is, you know, and we talked about at the beginning of the season, the ability to sub guys, you know, and not, you know, and keep them fresh. I think that really helps, and we've got, you know, so far we've got some decent depth at that position, which allows guys to, you know, really play their all.
You added Martinez.
Yeah, Tave got in, and we made that move a couple weeks ago, trying to get maybe a little more pass rush on the inside, and you're going to see more of him as well.
Is that pretty impressive to you, how quickly he's gone from tight end to?
Well, we had been working them a little bit, from on the scouts as well. And obviously you knew when we recruited him, he played D-line, played tight end in high school, and it was one of those deals where we felt, until he realized that might have been the best place for him, he found a home. That guy was open too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought it was just me.
But him bouncing back from that, and even some of the drop passes, what can you say about?
Well, I think, Garrett's just growing game by game, and I'm sure he'd like to have some plays back, and it's what he learns from it, and I just contend that's a position that preparation and learning, about what you did, and then moving forward, and preparation, it makes the game slow down, and I think it's starting to slow down a little bit for him.
Jim, is it fair to say this is maybe the second half of this game, at least that breakout that you've been waiting for?
Well, what I've been waiting for is us to cross the line, and rather than having to plead with them and beg them, there comes a time where inside of each guy says, you know what, we can do this. Let's just go do it. And let's not make any excuses. And, I thought today's second half, was had some of that in it. So, all right.
We kind of took it upon ourselves to cross that line. He's been stressing that all week. And like you said, it wasn't a big-time speech at halftime. He just got up there on the lockers, kind of posted up, put his arms on the lockers, and, just shot us straight. We needed to come out and play like we know we can play. We knew we could do it, but the first half just wasn't clicking like we wanted it to. So come out, second half, we had an attitude where we wanted to get the run game going, which would lead to, the pass game opening up as well.
What did it feel like just to have it all clicking on the field in that second half? Because this is something you've been waiting. You're a senior. You've been waiting on your whole career for that.
No, it felt really good. It was. It always feels good when you're trying to run out the clock and you score a touchdown in the first play. So that felt really good, especially because I got to go sit on the sidelines for the rest of the game. So no, it felt great. That's how it needs to be, and with the development of the players here and the guys we bring in, it's just going to continue to be like that, I think.
Were you worried at one point in the third quarter that you guys were going to regret having to settle for field goals on 3 drives in the red zone?
I don't think so, because we knew we could move the ball on them, and I had the feeling that we were going to get a touchdown, because we, if we can move the ball like that, you're going to get the chance to get a touchdown. We were inside the 5-yard line several times. Sometimes we didn't get a touchdown, but we kind of stressed to the guys that we needed to get a touchdown, get more points on the board, so we can kind of shut the other team down. So.
The problem for Capri was you were just too close to the end zone. He likes the longer run.
I guess. Well, some of the plays we called didn't really match up to their defense too well, which kind of led to field goals. But he ran the ball well long distances today, which was really cool.
What's it feel like for the offensive line to block for a guy that just set a school record for rushing yards in the game?
It's cool, but then again, our name's not going to be in the paper or anything, so it's kind of disappointing. No, that's as an offensive lineman, you take pride in your run game. And getting a guy reaching 1,000 yards, with 3 games to play, breaking a single game record, we take pride in that. That's awesome.
The other part of it, you guys now went 2 and 3 to get to a bowl game. That's
Yeah.
got to be pretty exciting that you have kept alive that hope and made it more realistic.
Yeah. No, we want to go 3 for 3, so we want to win every game. We got a big one next week in New Mexico. We're going to start preparing and get ready for that one, because it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be the same type of game.
Is it one of those things you got to caution your enthusiasm a little bit, because you're so close to achieving that goal you wanted, but you don't want to get ahead of yourself?
I think that was a problem a couple of years ago. We had, we started off the season 3-0, and then everybody's thinking, oh, we got 3 games till we make a bowl game, and then those 3 games never came. So, we're going to keep stressing. Like I said, we're going to try to win the next 3 games, and that's the most important thing right now.
1,000 yards was the goal for the offensive line this year. How nice is it to have you guys do it?
It's awesome. Like I said, we take huge pride in that, and he's a really talented running back who's able to hit holes. Like I said, sometimes it's not a clear-cut hole, but he's able to make a play. And the second half we were able to get up the linebackers better, and he was able to cut those holes and then make the guys in the secondary miss, which was huge. So he's been a really good threat for our offense.
Was it an adjustment you guys made on the offensive line, or was it just better effort?
It's an attitude and effort. We came out, it was kind of sluggish, it really was. But second half, after the talk we had, we kind of straight. We looked at each other. We knew we knew we could go out there and do what we wanted, and it was just a matter of getting everybody on board. Getting the same attitude, and going out there and doing it. So that's what we did.
Mike mentioned earlier that you guys, I think you guys struggled in the second half typically.
Yeah.
That you struggled in the first half, but you came out strong in the second half. Is that the next step on an evolution to you guys being able to play full?
Well, we want to have the full game. I guess it just depends on the game and what's going on. But that makes me really happy that we were able to come back after a first half that wasn't very good and put together some good stuff. Because, like you said, history shows that we're not very good, coming out at halftime. But, we proved that that's all out the window right now. So that's good to see. We want to put together a complete game now, though.
So it's good for
You talk about crossing the line. How do you make sure you stay crossing?
Well, right. We can't get complacent with, breaking records and being two games away from a bowl game. It's important to stress to keep improving. We've crossed the line. You got to continue crossing. I think, that can apply to everything. Every play. You got to be able to cross the line and give maximum effort to get a big play. So, just not getting complacent. Making sure that we're doing everything we can to win these next 3 games, and I think we'll see some good things.
Feels really good. We're obviously that much closer to a bowl game. That's been our goal since the beginning of the year. We obviously want to take it week by week, approach New Mexico, going to that as we have every game. But obviously it feels good to get a win and get you that much closer to 7 bowl eligible. So.
What went on at halftime?
Coach Mack just kind of talked to us, and you could just tell he was kind of disappointed. He just told us, it's on your shoulders. Whether or not you want to win or lose this football game, it's up to you guys. He told us all week that we were a better football team. He believes, we could come out here, we could lose the game if we want, but he also, he knows the kind of team that we are. And that first half, that wasn't us. We were doing things that, it was just dumb mistakes, things that we don't usually do. And so we came out that second half, and I think how he talked to us during halftime, it wasn't anything, he wasn't yelling at us, wasn't anything, he was mad. You could just tell he was kind of disappointed because we came out, flat, no energy, and he could tell, he wanted us to get us going. I think that kind of helped us and got us going for the second half.
Shaquil talked earlier this week about you guys having attack mode mentality to cross that line with great. Is that something that was more present this week?
I think it was definitely present in the second half. First half, I won't say it was necessarily there. Like I said, I think we came out kind of flat, no energy, and it was kind of across the board offensively. Defense, they were flying around. They kind of kept us in the game there. Could have got ugly, if they weren't playing as good as they did. So hats off to them. But that second half, I think we came out and showed the kind of football team that we really are. So.
Capri's impressed you guys all year. What level did you step that up to today?
Like I've said, there's times when he just makes things happen when there's nothing there. I turn around just like I did against Wyoming when he had that good game. There was a couple times I turned around, he ran into the O-lineman or ran into a defender and then bounced it outside and made something happen. So, like I said, I have no problem turning around handing the ball every time if that's what it needs to do to win a football game. So.
You guys are 2 games away or 2 wins away from becoming bowl eligible. How exciting is that, and then how much do you have to temper it to keep your focus?
I mean, it's really exciting. I mean, obviously we haven't been here in quite some time, so it's obviously exciting. But like you said, we need to keep ourselves calm. Don't get too far ahead of ourselves and expect that wins are gonna, just come in and people are gonna hand them to us. We obviously got to expect people to battle. I mean, because there's a lot of teams, that we got it coming. They're gonna try and ruin our season and keep us from being bowl eligible. So we got to be able to fight back. And when somebody punches us in the mouth, we got to punch them right back. So.
As a defensive unit to kind of keep that game in check for the most part?
It felt real good to know that when we knew we had a weakness as a defense to address it at practice and throughout the whole week, and it actually pay off on a Saturday.
What was the big difference for you guys today?
I guess it was their attitudes because we always approach practice like with a great mentality, to get better and like to challenge and compete every single day, every single practice, every play. And I guess they just had that confidence back. They got some confidence, and they was getting picked on a little bit. And they ain't like that feeling. They ain't want to be known for getting picked on as a secondary, so they stepped it up.
What was the key to kind of, I mean, other than the one play on the 3rd and 2, what was the key to kind of keeping Gerardo in check, getting such an impressive pass rush on him?
It's just discipline and doing your job. Because everybody had pass rush lanes, and if everybody stay in them lanes, he ain't got nowhere to escape to. And that's what we've been harping on all week in practice. And I know I ain't want to get cussed off the leaves in my lane, so I know everybody felt that way. So everybody just did their job and just stayed in their lanes.
Is it reassuring to know that you're playing with guys like Max Morgan and Aaron Davis? So, the off chance that you miss something, those guys have to come in and care about?
Oh yeah, it feels real good to know that you got teammates as AD and Max that's gonna come in and step in if I do miss a play or anybody else miss a play. And I got 100% faith that they're gonna be there to make the play, even if they're the first person there. I'm just happy that they all linebackers. So I don't want them to be on somebody else's team because I see how hard they work and how good they are, and they'll be a lot to handle.
Shaq, did you feel like you guys just like flipped a switch at halftime? It's like this was the team that everybody in the locker room keeps saying that you have had, and this is the first time maybe everybody else has really seen it.
I don't know about flip the switch, but yeah, I guess you could say that because everybody knew that the first half was unacceptable. We knew we was better than that, a whole better team than that. So they did whatever they needed to do at halftime to get better, to come out there and show to everybody that we can play and we can put up more than 6 points a game in the red area. We can get touchdowns instead of field goals. So you can say the switch been turned on.
What kind of adjectives do you guys use on the sidelines to describe Capri Bibbs when he was busting off some of those runs? And can we print them?
We just I called him all world a couple times. I said next year he's gonna be Billboard Bibbs. And we had KPL, Kevin Pierre Lewis. He was talking about Colorado State Bibbs.
How do you feel about renaming Sack to Shaq? Do you like Sack's name? They just got Shaq. How do you feel about that?
It'd be an honor, but I need to get a couple more for that. I ain't sitting where I want to be at right now. For the season, I'm doing pretty good for the season, but at the end of the season, I want to be at least double digits, so I need a 0.5 more to go, and I think that's going to happen over the next 3 games.
Well, obviously, you've got two wins remaining to get to that bowl game. You guys have so much wanted. I know it's exciting, but how much do you have to temper it because they're not in the bag yet? It's going to be hard to do that because everybody know that that's the goal at the end of the season, to go to the bowl game. Now that since we lost to Boise, winning the conference is going to be like a long shot, but it's possible because people lose every day, and this is going to be hard. And we just got to take it one game at a time. And if we do that, get the wins. Next game we just focus on that game and get a win. The next game we focus on that, get a win, and then it's going to just take care of itself. If we just focus on right now and do our jobs and do what we're supposed to do, the bowl is going to take care of itself.
How important is that for a senior?
Oh, it's real important. Just as our whole organization, because it's been, I don't even know how long since we've been to 2008, so that's a long time, man. I just know that it's important for Jack Graham, Coach Mack, because they're trying to change first came to change a bold new era, and it's just showing that it's finally here and that we for real, and going to a bowl game is just a huge step that we need to take to become a better organization.
For the secondary to play that well today?
Felt great. We didn't give up any passing touchdowns. They got a few passes, but not really explosive plays, so it felt great.
But not only that, I mean, even some of the passes you gave up, there was really good coverage on some of those. These guys were like 7-2, and
Yeah.
obviously, but you were there.
Yeah, we're competing. I mean, they made the plays, but we were right there, like you said. And next time, we just got to get the ball out.
You went down a couple times, but you came back in each time. You played the whole game. How did you do that as a competitor? How did you keep that momentum going?
Just wanting to be out on the field, making plays for my team. And I don't like being on the sideline. So whatever it is, I come out for a play, get checked on, and get right back out there.
Well, you both did that. Is there any part of it is that you knew there was really no backups for you guys this week?
Well, that also, but I mean, mine was just more get back on the field. Whatever it takes, get back on the field.
What can you say about Jake Schlager coming in the way he played? I mean, it's the first time he's really played safety.
Yeah, well, Jake's a warrior. I mean, you see him on special teams every week, but coming in at safety, making plays, just shows like how much he loved the game and how much he was working hard in practice, and he got out there competing and wasn't nervous.
Have you seen that out of him all year, that kind of the progression?
Yes.
As he learns what he needs to learn to get in to be able to play more than just special teams?
Yeah, I mean, well, this week he was like at safety a lot with the ones and twos, and you know, if he mess up one time, he's coachable and to get it done the next play. So he's growing. He's still a freshman, but he's growing.
We talked to Jeff Amerson earlier this week. He called him a nut.
Yeah.
Is that a pretty apt description of
Yes.
Jay? Why in your mind is he a nut?
Cause he's a warrior. Like on the sideline before kickoff, he's just getting jacked on the sideline, trying to get everybody going, and he goes down there. Not surprised to see Jake make a tackle. So he does it every week.
Did you feel this was somewhat of a game of redemption? I mean, Fajardo is a guy that can throw the ball really well, and you did not give up a passing touchdown.
Well, we wanted to prove ourselves. You know, we wanted to prove that we can defend the pass and not give up touchdowns every week. And you know, we came out and practiced this week, competing and working on not giving up the deep ball. So we just translated to the field and we executed.
Did you learn something through this week's work and attitude that you need to carry on to the remaining 3, hopefully 4 games?
It was just playing with confidence and not dropping your head when someone catches the ball. Because, I mean, at this position, it's going to happen. So just have to persevere and overcome it and move on.
I feel a lot better. In the first half, you guys played really well, and the offense struggled. In the second half, to see Cree do what he did, that make you guys feel a little better?
Yes, it does. I mean, it definitely helps when the offense scores, you know, and like start to separate the game, and at least we have a clue to what they're going to do. So by that time, we knew they were going to keep passing the ball because like we extended the lead. So it just helps out with knowing what to expect.
Was that first half pretty much the exact opposite of what you guys might have thought coming into this game? 2 teams combining to give up almost 1,000 yards in total offense, and it's 7-6 at break.
I mean, I didn't know what to think, but I mean, we played our butts off in the first half and the second half, so